Hey guys, Mono here, ready to talk more Helldivers. We got a new update today that brings in a lot of changes, some nerfs, some buffs, and a few new features, so let's check it out. I will provide a link to the patch notes down in the video description, as well as a blog post on the Arrowhead website detailing the philosophy behind some of these changes. I highly recommend you guys read that if you don't agree or you want to understand more what the mindset behind these changes is. But let's start with one of the biggest changes, and that is the introduction of planetary hazards into the game. So now some planets will have things like meteor showers coming down, volcanoes launching rocks across the sky, and fire tornadoes that you need to run away from. It introduces a new element of randomness for sure, because suddenly you're running and you just get destroyed from one of these to the head. So now things are even more lethal than they were before, and just something else that you need to consider and watch out for. You can sort of avoid them by hugging a mountain or running away from the area, as they don't seem to fall on the entire map at once, but they definitely add a really cool touch and atmosphere to the unique nature of each planet. The next big change is a bunch of balancing changes to a few of the primary weapons and a few of the stratagems. Despite everyone on social media basically asking them not to nerf the good weapons but instead buff the bad ones, they have nerfed the breaker. It's not a huge nerf, they just increased the recoil to almost double what it was, from 30 to 55, and reduced the magazine capacity from 16 to 13. So no changes to its actual damage, just some changes to the handling and to the total damage output per magazine. On the flip side, they've buffed both the Punisher shotgun and the Breaker spray and pray. The Punisher has now increased ammo from 40 to 60, which is quite significant, increased stagger, which is definitely noticeable, and increased damage from 40 to 45, which is fine, I guess. It's not a huge difference. It's actually surprisingly good against the automatons because it lets you deal with the medium armor enemies, so definitely try it out against them. The spray and pray has now increased armor penetration, a higher fire rate going from 300 to 330, more pellets per shot going from 12 to 16, but a decreased magazine size from 32 to 26. So overall, it should just feel a lot more powerful and a lot better. I've tried it out just a few minutes and it does definitely feel better than it did before. It kind of sucks, however, to see that they haven't done changes to other weapons as well, some of which desperately need them, like the LAS laser rifle, which is probably the worst weapon in the game right now. Its damage being absolutely laughable compared to even secondary weapons. Nobody uses this gun, and for a good reason, because it is completely unviable even to just get rid of a regular bug patrol. So yeah, hopefully they tweak all of the weapons at some point, but this seems like a solid start. One of the stratagems that they've buffed is the flamethrower, which is now a bit of a powerhouse. They buffed the damage per second by 50%, and the change is really noticeable. Now you can kill basically any medium-sized bug before they get close, even the elite ones like the Brute Commander. It's also not bad at dealing with chargers. It takes pretty long to kill them, but combined with some extra firepower from your teammates, they can actually go down pretty fast, which is, you know, it's just a lot better than it used to be. The increase in damage is definitely noticeable, and you don't get swarmed all the time while you're using it. The laser cannon has also been buffed with increased damage, increased armor penetration, and better handling. I wish they would tweak the cooling rate on it though, because while it is better now, once it heats up, it takes forever to cool down, so you can't really use it for long engagements, which, you know, engagements tend to be fairly long in this game. And, you know, it's supposed to be this like unlimited ammo thing, but you can't really get the benefit from it because of the cooldown. One thing though, you can kill Hulks with it by shooting at their head, but it still takes longer to kill regular enemies than most primary weapons, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know why you would use this over, say, the precision rifle or the autocannon, both of which can kill most enemies in a single shot and can also kill Hulks with headshots. So I really don't see the appeal of the laser cannon. I think they need to make it so it's either one really powerful and short burst, say maybe like 5 to 10 seconds of this really destructful laser that kills everything it touches almost instantly, or just reduce the heat buildup by a lot and have it be this sustained damage thing that you can just fire non-stop. The 380mm barrage and the 120mm barrage have also been buffed with increased duration and decreased spread, and they are actually pretty good now. The area of effect is a lot smaller than it was before, meaning that you can actually use it to destroy nests and weaken an enemy position, and things will actually get destroyed with the shots not missing them entirely, or you can just use them to defend against a bug breach without everyone dying by accident and the barrage actually killing the target that you want to kill. Both barrages are now solid picks for dealing with large numbers of enemies, though you still need to be a bit careful with where and when you use them. They also have a fairly long cooldown, so there is that. Like, they are really effective now, but you know, you can only use them so often. The last stratagems to talk about are the Railgun and the Shield Backpack. The shield now takes longer to start recharging, but recharges instantly once the shield is down. And the Railgun has been nerfed, especially in terms of its safe mode. It can no longer strip the armor off a charger's leg in safe mode, and in unsafe mode it seems to take 3 or 4 shots to get it done. I kinda like this change. Everyone was using the Railgun and it was getting a little boring. Now using something like the recoilless rifle or the EAT is a lot more useful because they can actually fully expose a charger leg in a single shot. I am in the camp of buffing, not nerfing, but this actually feels like a necessary change. Kind of flying under the radar with a bunch of fixes is the fact that armor ratings now work as intended, making medium and heavy armors more viable. I still think light armor is probably the way to go because being able to escape damage seems more valuable than being able to resist it, especially when those damn hunters can still kill you in a few hits even with the medium armor equipped. And that's pretty much it. The last thing I almost forgot to talk about is that they have made some changes to the eradication missions to make them longer. I did a video on how you can cheese through them and use them to grind metals and whatnot. Now you have to kill more enemies, and enemies also spawn more often. I think it's nice to see those missions change because they were too easy to just cheese and grind. And you know, this at least will make it so the rewards are more on par with the other missions, so we don't incentivize that behavior, which, yes, I made a video on it because I do think that you need to take advantage of those things while they are there. But now that the devs have fixed it, I think it's actually a good change for the game. I won't go over all of the smaller fixes. I do recommend that you check out the blog post on the Arrowhead website if you want to get a bit more insight into the design decisions behind these balance changes. I don't agree with all of them, but it's pretty clear they will keep changing things depending on player data and player feedback. Alright guys, that is it for the video. Let me know what you think about these changes down in the comment section, and as always, thank you for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.